Hey y'all. Okay, so I'm gonna post the video that I saw today and pertaining to to Cassie and the Diddy her she did her testimony. I think her testimony concluded today, and I will have a link in the description of that video. Jaguar Wright, who knows the industry like the back of her hand. She knows everybody and everything that been going on all these years. And Allie Carter, who has been affiliated with the industry and child trafficked ever since she was 3 months old. When they talk and they say certain things, people online automatically, not everybody, thankfully it's not everybody, but a lot of people are discrediting them, saying that they're lying. Allie Carter's mother said she was lying. Allie's mother is a liar. She was probably told when Allie was telling everything, spilling the beans on Joey, who used to be the former admin. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He received oral service from Allie. Okay. While everybody thinking he's the best thing in the world. He is a pedophile. He's attracted to children. All right. And Allie talked about that. I'm not making this up. Allie talked about that. I think that the reason why Allie's mother said that Allie was lying is because she was told by Diddy's goons, your mouth, your daughter's running her mouth. You better fix it. You better fix it. So she got online and started discrediting her daughter. Allie is lucky to be alive. Jaguar Wright is lucky to be alive. There's a guy who is not so lucky. And we'll get to today's testimony in a minute. Everybody called him Uncle Ron. He used to be a bodyguard for Sean. He was on social media. He was on TikTok. And he was talking about how he was participating with the feds. And he was giving up the tea to the feds. And he mentioned it a couple times. And he did a couple of videos. And he talked about some of the dirt that went down and the parties and the drugs that were overflowing like crazy. Well, not long after he posted those videos, he's dead. He died of quotation marks pneumonia. However, it was induced by cyanide poisoning. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people that were associated with Diddy, the diddler, hey, quit. Hey, I said quit. Quit it. Milo, I'm going to smack you. Quit. Boy. I'm sorry, y'all, my son being ornery. Quit it. Anyways, what was I saying? Everybody, okay, so anybody who got on the wrong side of Diddy, a lot of them died of pneumonia. Pneumonia is caused by overexposure to cyanide. So anybody, okay, and hopefully law enforcement will hear this, anybody who died who was connected to him, to Diddy, the diddler, if they died of pneumonia, y'all need to run a tox screen. For those who don't know what that is, a tox screen is a toxicology report when they check your blood to see what's in there. And I guarantee you, you will find that they didn't die of pneumonia. They did die of pneumonia, but it was induced by exposure to cyanide, which is how Sean's, the mother of his girls, the twin girls, Kim Porter, that's how she died. One of his bodyguards died that way. Another bodyguard was exposed to cyanide from his goons, Sean's goons, on purpose, exposed to cyanide, and he had pneumonia 3 times. Pneumonia is not something you just catch. And if multiple people are getting that and they're associated with you, when do we get a clue that there's a connection? Okay. Pneumonia is not something you get. You spent too much time outside and all of a sudden you got pneumonia. Anybody who died, who was connected to him, Sean, and they died of pneumonia, y'all need to run a tox screen. Check for cyanide poisoning, okay? Another thing, we're going to get to the testimony in a minute. Oh my goodness. Sorry, guys. When people get too raw online and they tell too much of the truth, people love to discredit them and say that they're lying. I don't know why you saying that. She's lying. That's just a bunch of bullshit. That didn't happen. Bah, 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 bah. Really? Were you there? How do you know it didn't happen? You have to understand, before you start to discredit somebody right out the gate, just because you personally would never do any of this filth that Sean and his goons have done, you would never in your wildest dreams do anything like this. That doesn't mean it wasn't done. It just means that you didn't do it. Allie Carter said that there were tunnels underneath LA celebrities' homes that were connected to each other. There's underground tunnels. You're lying. She's lying. Don't listen to her. She's freaking lying. Really? Guess what? Cassie talked about that on the stand. Okay? It's on the record. It is official. That she's seen the tunnels. She's been down there underneath Sean's house. Multiple people have said there's tunnels down there. Oh, they're lying. No, dummy. You don't know what's going on. Just because you would never do this doesn't mean it didn't happen. So many people discredit other people. That's the reason why. It's another reason why predators get away with what they do. Because people are quick to be horrified and quick to say that's a lie because they cannot wrap their brain around somebody doing anything like that. Take yourself out of the equation. It's not about you. We're glad that you would never do that. And I would never do that. And, Tom, Dick, Harry, Sally, Sue would not do that. But it's happening. And it's happening every day. Cassie was taken down in the ground. She said the deeper we went, the colder it got. Because deep in the ground, the deeper you go, it's a cool temperature. It maintains the same temperature year round. So it's going to be quite cool down there. I want to say, I forget the temperature, 52 to 60 degrees year round. I can't remember, but it's probably 52. I don't know. It's chilly in the ground. And these tunnels under Sean's house were there. And she heard voices down there. And she saw chains on the walls. And she saw vinyl suits that you could wear, and facial masks that you could wear. It's like a dungeon. It's like a sex dungeon. And it's soundproof. Some of the rooms are soundproof. She talked about that. And I'm going to tell you something else that's going to mess your world completely upside down. Take your world, flip it upside down. There have been talk people who have talked about human sacrifices within Hollywood. Human sacrifices. I don't remember which video, so I apologize. I apologize. But human sacrifice has been connected to Jay-Z and Beyonce. I want to say it was Allie Carter, but don't quote me because I can't remember. I think it was Allie Carter that mentioned. I'm trying to remember so I could tell you all. She mentioned, if I'm not mistaken, about the dead bodies in there. She says not just about freak-offs and hypersexuality. It's not always about that. Sometimes it's about human sacrifice and human blood and doing sexual things to limbs that were cut off. Oh, honey, this is deep. This is deep. Allie Carter said that she was kissed by Oprah Winfrey, a deep kiss. She was a child. Somebody else had said, who's a witness, said that Oprah's a rattlesnake, but didn't go into details. She was also buddies with Diddy. This is a Pandora's box that has burst wide open. Cassie said one of the rooms she went in, there was a lady that was not moving. She was laying on a couch. And another lady, I think she was laying on the ground, and you could hear voices in another room. She thought it was a radio at first, or a stereo system or something. And then she realized it was actual people's voices. And when I watched the video that I'm going to put in description for you, tears came to my eyes right away. Because I'm pretty sure people have lost their lives down there. This whole thing is horrifying. I've heard of this before. I've heard of human sacrifices before. The girl, she's a white girl. I don't remember her age whenever I seen her on one of Sean's videos. He said he adopted her and everything else. People say that she's missing. Multiple people online said she's missing. They have not seen her. This is worse than any horror movie you could ever watch because it's real. I've heard about these things happening. Like I said, the human sacrifice, I've heard about that before. But I think it's one of those things that your brain goes, nah, really? No, really? That could be a rumor. I mean, your brain, if you're not a crazy person, doesn't want to acknowledge that, and it doesn't want to think about that. Your brain doesn't want to go there because it's so horrific. It's absolutely horrific. I think that Sean and all of his goons, to include the person who eliminated Uncle Ron, which used to be, that's his name online, and he was on TikTok talking about a bunch of things, and they didn't like it. And they killed him. In Hollywood, like Big Homie said, he was a witness. He's been to parties before. He owns his own security company. You've heard me talk about him before. Big Homie said something along the lines of, one of the things I know about Hollywood, or I found out about Hollywood, is how cheap human life is. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's basically the gist of it. How cheap human life is. So if anybody is perceived to be a problem, and it's not just in Hollywood, it's in high circles, elite political circles, rich people circles, regular people who are not celebrities. If you are considered a problem, they step on you like you're a bug, and they have no qualms about it. You're not even a human being to them. They perceive you as a problem that needs to be snuffed out. I think that Sean and all of his operatives, all of them need the death penalty. You want to kill people? You're so fascinated with death? Well, you could get it too. I don't care what you were paid for or how much money. People will sell their damn soul for $1. They will do anything horrific. They don't give a damn how deep it goes and how horrible it is. For the right amount of money, they'll sell their soul and totally forget that they're supposed to have a conscience. Chains on the wall, dungeons down there. And Sean had told Cassie, I own you. These are for people I own. You're not a person, you are a property. And as such, if you own something and it makes you mad, you could destroy it. You could break the mirror that was given to you by your grandma because you just got mad about something and decided to punch the mirror. You could do that. Well, some people do that with other people. I own you and you made me mad, so I will destroy you. I will end your life. Not a big deal to me. If I'm a crazy person, I just eliminated a problem. You're not a human being that I murdered. You're a problem that had to be gotten rid of. I want y'all to stop telling people who say horrific things that they're lying. Allie's mother is lying because she was told to lie. Your daughter is talking too much and revealing too much. Shut her up and discredit her online, or else. So she jumped online. Oh, she's lying. And the time that she said she was child trafficked, she was actually home. Girl, please. Ain't nobody buying into that. It ain't like child trafficking is something that happens in a movie. This happens in real life, and it happens every goddamn flipping day. Women are trafficking other women for men because you're a woman, so you're going to trust another woman. They'll act like they'll hold a clipboard and dress real nice and talk real nice and give you tons of compliments and tell you that you should be a model. You're so beautiful. You should be a model. They will try to recruit you in broad daylight in front of God and everybody because they look like they're legit. Meanwhile, we're trying to get you to model for us. Meanwhile, it's all about trafficking. But you don't know that because it looks legit and it seems legit. They may even have business cards. But it's underhanded dirtiness. So don't sit here and act like, oh, that doesn't happen. What world are you living in that doesn't happen? People get trafficked every day. People are being trafficked right now. Again, just because it's horrifying and you would never in a million years do it, no matter what the price would be for doing it, just because you would never do it, that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. It happens every day. And the most dangerous people are people who have endless money, which means they have endless power. I'm going to tell you about this. I don't remember her name, but she was a princess that was escaping, I want to say the Middle East. Might have been UAE. I'm not really sure. But she was a princess. Her father's the king. She managed to get, she was being abused and treated like crap because she's a female. Regardless of being a princess, she was being treated like crap. So some friends helped her. And she was on a ship and she was coming to the U.S. And if she had not picked up her cell phone to make a call, she would have been able to escape him. Well, guess what? Her father has endless power and endless money. Money is never an issue. So he had people find her from her signal. They located her from the signal on her phone when she made the call. And my first thing I thought was, why would you do that? Why would you pick up the phone knowing that you could be tracked with your phone and your father has endless resources? Guess what? She's never been heard from again. She's probably no longer alive because she was a problem. She might be chained up in a dungeon somewhere and starved to death. Because when you have power, all you got to do is eliminate people. You just step on them like they're a bug. You just eliminate them if they're a problem. And lives are cheap when you have power and money. You just eliminate people. You don't worry about nothing else. Forget about your conscience. Do what you got to do. You're getting paid to do it. Do it. So for the right amount of money, people will do anything. It doesn't matter what it is. I did not know, okay? I did not know how big of an implosion there would be as a result of all the filth connected to Diddy and his dirty murderers. The tunnels alone, Cassie was shaking. She was so scared. He took her deeper and deeper into the ground. And then there's these rooms and, like I said, chains on the walls and all of this. The media would never catch that because it's underground. That's done on purpose. I'm glad it's on the record now so people can stop saying, that's not true. Meh. Stop that stupid shit. You'll stay naive the rest of your life if you don't know how far people are willing to go in this world. Okay? There's no limit to... The king probably eliminated his daughter. She is a problem. In his eyes, she's a problem. And she talks too much. And she's revealing too much. So she's got to go. It's not like we haven't heard of that before. It's called honor killing. Okay? Don't be silly. I don't want nobody being silly and naive and thinking that, like I said, raindrops are Skittles. Let's not be, their life doesn't have anything to do with ours. But when you look at trafficking, for example, and women being trafficked and children being trafficked, all y'all got children. Most of y'all got children. You got to watch your back. You got to protect your children. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry, honey. It's making so much money. It's disgusting how much money it's making. So don't think because it's happening over there, it don't happen in our lives. Oh, yes, it most certainly does. Oh, yes, it does. The implosion that is happening is just, and all the information that's coming out literally daily is mind-blowing. Y'all be careful, be safe. I love y'all, and it's just insane. It's just absolutely insane. Y'all take care.